The arrival. The alien warships dropped out of hyperspace above Earth, like metal mountains blocking out the stars. 300 vessels, each the size of a small city, hung in the darkness of space. Their hulls gleamed under the distant sun, weapons charged and ready. Commander Vex stood on the bridge of the lead ship, his forearms crossed behind his back. His species, the Cracks, had conquered 47 worlds. Earth would be number 40-8. Plotted alien invasion narrative with strategic storytelling elements. Good start. I need to establish. The aliens' confidence Earth seeming vulnerable, simple language. Building tension, third-person perspective. Continue with the invasion setup. Scan the planet, Vex ordered. His voice was deep and filled with certainty. A young officer named Dral worked at the control panel. Sir, I am picking up basic satellites. Some space stations. Nothing that can harm us. Vex smiled, showing rows of sharp teeth. As expected. These humans are children playing with toys. What about their military? Minimal, sir. A few hundred aircraft. Some ships in their oceans. Ground forces scattered across the continents. Drow looked up from his screen. Sir, they do not even have weapons in space. Laughter rippled across the bridge. The Cracks warriors found this amusing. A species without space weapons trying to defend their world? It was almost sad. Open a channel to the planet, Vex commanded. Let them know their time has come. The communication officer worked quickly. Within seconds, the channel opened. Vex expected panic, begging, perhaps offers of surrender. Instead, silence greeted them. Humans of Earth, Vex began, his voice booming across every radio, television, and computer on the planet below. I am Commander Vex of the Cracks Empire. Your world now belongs to us. Surrender immediately, and some of you may be allowed to live as servants. Resist, and you will all die. You have one of your hours to decide. Still silence. Vex frowned. Did they receive the message? Yes, sir. The transmission reached every communication device on the planet. Then why do they not respond? Drow checked his instruments again. Sir, I am detecting increased activity in their military bases. They are mobilizing. Fools. Vex shook his head. They choose death. Prepare the invasion fleet. We will land ground forces in their major cities. Launch fighters to destroy their primitive aircraft. The Cracks fleet moved into position. Smaller ships detached from the main vessels, thousands of them, like insects swarming from a hive. They began their descent toward Earth's atmosphere. That was when the first missile hit. It came from nowhere, from space itself, moving faster than anything the Cracks sensors could track. The missile struck a Cracks destroyer on the fleet's edge. The ship exploded in a ball of fire and debris. Report. Vex shouted, gripping the arms of his command chair. Sir, I do not understand. The missile came from... Drowl's words were cut off as 12 more missiles appeared on the sensors. They moved like lightning, weaving through space, avoiding the Cracks' defense systems. More explosions. More ships dying. Where are these coming from? Vex demanded. I thought they had no space weapons. Sir, the satellites. The satellites are transforming. On the view screen, Vex watched in horror. What they thought were simple communication satellites were opening up, revealing hidden weapons. But that was not all. Pieces of space debris, old rocket parts, even what looked like abandoned space stations. All of them were moving now, repositioning, targeting the Cracks fleet. They were all weapons, Vex whispered, hidden in plain sight. A new voice came over the communication channel. It was calm, human, and cold. Commander Vex of the Cracks Empire, this is General Tom Blake of Earth Defense Command. We received your message. Here is our answer. The space around Earth lit up with weapons fire. Hundreds of hidden platforms, disguised as junk and peaceful satellites, opened fire at once. The Crack's fleet, so confident moments ago, found itself in a killing field. Vex watched his ships explode one by one. "Retreat!" he screamed. Full retreat. But it was already too late. Earth's trap had been set long ago, and the Cracks had walked right into it. Asterisk the Tropesperians. The Crack's fleet tried to escape, but Earth's weapons followed them like hunting dogs chasing prey. Every direction they turned, more fire came at them. The hidden platforms moved with precision, coordinating their attacks perfectly. "Sir, we have lost 60 ships." Drow shouted over the alarms blaring across the bridge. "Our shields cannot hold against these weapons." Vex stared at the tactical display. Red marks showed where his ships had been destroyed. More red marks appeared every second. His perfect invasion was falling apart. How is this possible? He growled. "Our intelligence said they were primitive." The human voice came over the channel again. "Your intelligence was wrong, Commander. Let me explain what you missed." On the view screen, the image changed. It showed General Tom Blake, a gray-haired human in a military uniform. He sat in what looked like a command center, calm and unbothered by the battle raging in space above his planet. 20 years ago, we detected your empire," Blake continued. "We watched you conquer world after world. We studied your tactics, your weapons, your weaknesses. And we prepared." The screen split, showing images from the past. Humans building massive structures in space. Scientists working in secret laboratories. Engineers disguising weapons as satellites. "Every satellite we launched had a purpose," Blake said. "Every piece of space junk you saw was placed there deliberately. We filled Earth's orbit with thousands of hidden weapons. We called it Project Guardian. And you never suspected a thing." Vex felt cold fear spreading through his body. "You planned this. All of this. Yes, we knew you were coming. We knew exactly when you would arrive. Your empire is predictable, Commander. You always attack the same way. You always underestimate your targets." Blake leaned forward. "That was your mistake." More crack ships exploded. The smaller fighters that had begun their descent toward Earth's atmosphere suddenly found themselves under attack from below. Human aircraft, far more advanced than the crack scans had shown, rose to meet them. These were not primitive jets. They moved with impossible speed, armed with weapons that tore through Crack's armor like paper. "Sir, the ground forces." Another officer called out. "They are being destroyed before they can land." Vex watched helplessly. His invasion force, his proud warriors, were being slaughtered. Ships crashed into Earth's oceans. Fighters spun out of control, trailing fire. The space around Earth had become a graveyard. "Fall back to defensive positions." Vex ordered. "Form a shield wall." The remaining crack ships tried to regroup, but Earth's weapons pressed the attack. More hidden platforms revealed themselves. Some rose from the moon's surface, where they had been buried for years. Others emerged from behind asteroids that humans had hollowed out and turned into weapon stations. Blake continued his explanation, almost like a teacher giving a lesson. "We also learned from you, Commander. Your empire taught us that the galaxy is not a friendly place. You showed us that peace means nothing to conquerors. So we stopped being peaceful. We became something else." The screen showed more images. Underground factories producing weapons. Massive railguns built into mountains. Particle beam cannons hidden beneath the ocean. Earth had turned itself into a fortress, and nobody had known. "How many?" Vex asked quietly. "How many weapons do you have?" Blake smiled, but there was no warmth in it. "Enough, more than enough. We spent 20 years and trillions of dollars preparing for this day. Every nation on Earth worked together. Every scientist, every engineer, every soldier. We built defenses that could stop an empire. And Commander Vex, you just proved we succeeded. A massive beam of blue light shot up from Earth's surface. It struck Vex's command ship, and the shields collapsed instantly. Alarm screamed. The ship shook violently. Shields down. Drawl yelled. Hull breach on multiple decks. Vex grabbed his command chair to stay standing. Around him, the bridge crew worked frantically to save the ship. But Vex knew the truth now. They had already lost. The moment they entered Earth space, they had lost. "Sir, what are your orders?" Drow asked, fear clear in his voice. Vex looked at the planet below. This world he thought would be an easy conquest. He had been so wrong. They all had been so wrong. "Send a retreat signal," Vex said, his voice hollow. "All ships full retreat. Maximum speed." "But sir, our empire sent us to die." Vex roared. Earth was never weak. They let us think they were weak. It was bait, and we took it. Asterisk Victory and MSAG, the Cracks fleet, tried to run, but Earth was not finished with them yet. As the alien ships turned to flee, more weapons activated across the solar system. Mars had defense platforms. Jupiter's moons had missile batteries. Even the asteroid belt contained surprises. "They weaponized everything," Vex whispered, watching his tactical screen fill with new threats. "The entire solar system is a trap." His command ship shuddered as another blast hit the rear section. Half his fleet was already destroyed. The survivors were damaged and desperate. They pushed their engines to maximum power, trying to reach the hyperspace jump point. "Sir, incoming transmission," the communication officer said. "It is from Earth again. I do not want to hear more of their sir. They are broadcasting to the entire galaxy. Every species, every empire, everyone will hear this." Vex felt his blood turn to ice. "Put it through." General Blake appeared on every screen, his face stern but victorious. Behind him, the command center celebrated quietly. Officers shook hands. Some hugged. They had one. "Attention all species of the galactic community," Blake began. "This is General Tom Blake of Earth Defense Command, United Terran Forces. Today, the Cracks Empire attempted to invade our world. Today, they failed." The screen showed footage of the battle. Cracks ships exploding. Fighters burning in Earth's atmosphere. The hidden weapons revealing themselves. It was total defeat, recorded for all to see. For too long, Earth watched as aggressive empires conquered peaceful worlds, Blake continued. We saw the Cracks destroy civilizations. We watched other species fall under their rule. And we decided that Earth would not be another victim. Vex wanted to shut off the transmission, but he could not look away. Neither could anyone else in the galaxy. This message would reach every world, every station, every ship. 20 years ago, we began Project Guardian, Blake explained. We united every nation on Earth. We pooled our resources, our knowledge, our determination. We built defenses that could stop any invasion. And we waited. More footage played. Time-lapse videos of satellites being launched. Construction crews building weapons in secret. Scientists testing new technology. All of it had been planned, prepared, executed perfectly. The Cracks thought we were primitive, Blake said. They thought we would be easy prey. But they made a mistake. They assumed that because we had no space empire, we were weak. They confused caution with weakness. They confused peace with inability to fight. On Vex's ship, another explosion rocked the hull. They were still 20 minutes from the jump point. 20 minutes that felt like forever. Let this be a lesson to any empire that thinks Earth is weak. Blake's voice grew harder, colder. We do not seek conquest. We do not want your worlds, but we will defend our own. And anyone who tries to take our freedom will face the same fate as the Cracks. The screen showed the current state of the Cracks' fleet. Less than 80 ships remained out of 300. They fled in disorder, damaged and defeated. It was humiliating. Earth is no longer hiding, Blake declared. We are here. We are strong. And we are ready. To peaceful species, we offer friendship. To aggressive empires, we offer this warning. Leave us alone, or learn the hard way what humanity can do. The transmission ended. Silence filled Vex's bridge. Nobody spoke. Nobody moved. They all understood what had just happened. Earth had just announced itself to the galaxy, not as a victim, but as a power. A power that had crushed the mighty Cracks Empire. Sir, we have reached the jump point, Drow said quietly. Jump, Vex ordered. Get us out of this cursed system. The remaining ships vanished into hyperspace, running home to tell their empire that Earth was not what they thought. That humanity was not what anyone thought. Behind them, Earth's weapons powered down. The hidden platforms returned to their disguises. Satellites went back to looking like simple communication devices. Space junk drifted peacefully again. But now, everyone in the galaxy knew the truth. General Blake stood in the command center, looking at the blue planet on the main screen. Around him, his officers cheered. Humanity had won its first major battle against a galactic empire, and they had won decisively. Send a message to all our allies, Blake ordered. Tell them Project Guardian worked. Tell them Earth is safe. He smiled, thinking about the future. The galaxy had changed today. Empires would think twice before threatening Earth. Peaceful species would seek humanity's friendship. And Earth, the planet everyone thought was weak, had become something new. A fortress. A power. A force that could not be ignored. The trap had worked perfectly. And the galaxy would never forget. Asterisk.